Off the bat, this just doesn't seem like the right relationship. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Anthony Resinello. I am a social skills and relationship coach, and today I'm about to react to the new Netflix show called, what is it? Nobody Wants This, with Kristen Bell and that other guy. The reason that I found out about this show is because you guys, my viewers, my subscribers, have been in my Discord suggesting it to me. If you want to be the person that suggests me my next reaction video, jump into my Discord, go into the video ideas channel, and put in whatever you want me to react to. Make sure that you have a little backstory of why you think I should react to it, because that really helps me out. Instead of just me seeing something random, it's less likely that I'm gonna know what it is and want to react to it. If you say like, oh yeah, this is the new popular thing, everybody's talking about it, it's really interesting because blah, 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 blah. I have a brand new course I am so damn excited about, and you can get it half off in the link in the description. It's for $27. It is called Detachment Dating. It teaches you the 6 rules you need to follow that will stop you from being needy about anybody that you're seeing, anybody that you have a crush on. It'll allow you to show whoever you're interested in your truest, most genuine, most confident, most attractive self. You know, in the past 20 years of me being a dating coach, I think getting rid of my neediness and teaching people how to get rid of neediness was the biggest thing I've ever accomplished. And detachment dating is that approach of how to exactly do that, with 6 rules that nobody's really following because society is telling us to date this way, and it's ruining everybody's life. That's why everybody's having so many problems with dating right now. Get Detachment Dating, link in the description or the QR code below. Let's get to Nobody Wants This.
Yeah, I do remember him, and he did not acknowledge you in public.
Yeah.
Which is maybe what it takes for you to like someone. Someone who's emotionally unavailable.
Yes, Morgan, we all understood what you were saying.
Okay.
All right, I could make healthier relationship choices. And I will.
Great.
Going forward.
This is a really great point right here. What happens quite often. Now, Kristen Bell, I don't know what age the characters they're playing, somewhere where they're kind of past their 20s, right? What usually tends to happen is when you start dating in high school, the genders kind of are really uncomfortable with getting together. So the way that they flirt is through teasing each other, is through showing disinterest, is through kind of being rude and mean to each other. And then you turn 21, you start going to the bar and going to nightclubs, and dating is a competition in those areas. Everybody is acting really disinterested. It's like a competition of who is least interested in each other, because dating is taught to be a game at that time, especially with amplified gender roles, with guys acting really masculine, women acting really feminine. And this all is stemmed from just the fact that at a young age, we're still like grappling with our hormones and relationships and understanding the opposite sex and how to interact with them, because in childhood, we never really did interact with the opposite sex on a deeper level, right? So to just start being really intimate and loving towards the opposite sex feels weird. So what do? We combat that by acting disinterested as a way to attract. It's all really weird. Now, what is supposed to happen is after about like 23, 24, 25 is a real good age to stop. You start getting more mature. You start getting more experienced in dating and just feeling more comfortable with the opposite sex in general. You're in the workplace with them, you know, you're actually friends with them platonically sometimes, and you get more mature about how to interact with them. And many people do. Many people, however, don't. If you are in certain circles, you keep that same attraction dynamic that you did in high school and college and in those bar years in your early 20s. What really sucks for a lot of men and women is when they get into their late 20s, into their 30s, and even into their 40s, they will still have that. Meanwhile, the people that want to date them don't care about that anymore. But you cannot get your brain to switch into the new, more mature attraction dynamic. You've already locked it in. It's cemented in there. And it really sucks for people like Kristen Bell's character. I've met so many men and women that are like this, by the way, where they get older and they go, I don't like nice guys. I like bad boys. Meanwhile, they're 35 and want to marry somebody and realize, shit, these are the guys that want to date me. I know that this is who I should settle down with, but I don't have that animal attraction to that type of person because I was taught when I was 21 years old that those were the nerds that were unattractive, because back in my early 20s, we were taught to play these really big gender roles where men were supposed to be really masculine and douchebags and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work like that anymore. And now your brain is fucked. And that becomes a very difficult, slow process of getting your brain to transition into a more healthy, mature dynamic with somebody when you didn't learn to do that in your mid-20s, which is where it usually should be happening for most people. Now, the detachment dating approach can help with this. The second rule of detachment dating is it's always friends. Now, how does this help? When you start seeing somebody, you don't want to see them as a potential romantic interest right off the bat. What you want to do is every time you start seeing somebody, it doesn't have to be actual friends. It can be, and that's great, and that's ideally how it should be. But if you just imagine that you're interacting with your best friend when you're talking to them, that will help you to start shifting your idea of relationships to start seeing who you're dating as a true best friend. Now, listen, there's a lot more that goes with detachment dating. It shouldn't just be friends. That would be weird. That is not how relationships should work, but that is one small aspect of detachment dating that gets people to transition into a more mature relationship dynamic.
Let's do this.
Oh, you know what? Let's just eat out of the boxes.
I'd really rather use plates.
Okay.
Oh, Sash, I tried to convince Esther to come over, but
Right off the bat, I'm already guessing what's gonna go on. Adam Brody's character is in this relationship with this woman, and they're just not soulmates. They don't have that true deep chemistry, and that is like one sign of it. When he meets Kristen Bell's character, maybe there's gonna even be a scene where they like both eating out of the boxes together, and we're gonna go, oh wow, they really are meant for each other. I'm just calling it.
no, I lost her as soon as I said we were watching the game.
Oh, that makes sense.
Go.
What's on
Do
your
you-
hand?
Okay. So I randomly found it. It's so weird. A few months ago in the bottom drawer of your desk.
The
And
desk that was locked?
yeah, that one. But it's so funny because I also randomly found the key. I don't know how, but
Rebecca,
yeah, no.
you can't go around unlocking all my stuff. It's a violation of privacy.
You were clearly gonna propose anyway, and I don't really know what's taking you so long. So now we can just skip past the whole will you
Okay, that's really funny. I do think it is wild how when people are in a relationship, they feel entitled to the other person. Hey, wait a second. Holy crap. That's number one rule of detachment dating is a relationship is a privilege, not an entitlement. This woman is entitled to this man. Now listen, I'm sure that there's a lot more to this relationship than that. It seems like they've been dating for a really long time and he really hasn't pulled the trigger. And so she feels like, what the is going on? And this is a really funny way of showing that. The fact that she found some ring and she just put it on. But if we're talking about real life, what usually goes on is before a relationship and during a relationship, people feel entitled to each other. And that entitlement causes you to get upset when your partner or the person that you're seeing or potentially going to be in a relationship with isn't doing the things that you hoped they'd be doing. This is a huge reason why you likely scare off people that you're seeing or the people that you're really attracted to, because maybe the people that you're not really that interested in getting in a relationship with, you don't act so entitled because you don't even give a shit. You're not even thinking about being in a relationship with them. With the people that you're really attracted to, you have this entitlement oh, I want this so badly. I deserve this. So when that person doesn't text you back so soon, you start going crazy in your head going, why didn't heck's that? What? Where are they? They probably doing this. They're probably seeing other women. They're probably seeing other men. They're blah, 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 blah. Your brain is entitled to their life now. You feel entitled to what they're doing before you're even in a relationship with them. How society has taught you to date is to practice being in a relationship before you're even in one. Now, that worked a long, long time ago when people lived in little tiny villages and courtship was a great thing to do. It was almost like an arranged marriage in a sort of way. These days, that's completely different. We're meeting tons of people. Practicing a relationship before you're in the relationship does not work anymore. So when you act entitled to somebody's life, what they're gonna do is put up walls and they're gonna go, ugh, you're already trying to act like we're in a relationship. You're trying to control me. You're not even in a relationship with me. I did not make that commitment yet to you. This is more of a situation of when you're in a relationship already. What happens is, like, if your boyfriend or if your girlfriend leaves their phone somewhere and you want to get in that phone and check their texts, you feel entitled to what's in their phone, to their privacy, because, oh, we're in a relationship. That is not what a relationship is. A relationship is about a mutual support for each other. But that does not mean that there's a mutual ownership of each other's privacy and just life in general. Entitlement in a relationship whatsoever is always a bad thing, and it's always going to screw up the relationship for you. I promise. I've been doing this for a very long time. That's rule number 1 of detachment dating. If you want to learn more about it, click the link in the description, get it for $27, half off from $54, or scan the QR code right there. I understand how she's feeling, but regardless, she is a victim of how society taught her to date. Society taught her to be entitled, which is causing this rift right here. Now listen, there's more things in detachment dating that she could be using to help her out. But again, we're so early in. I've only seen less than a minute of their relationship, so let's watch more.
Speaking of places, I spoke to your mom and we found this wedding
You
venue.
talked to my mom about this?
I always talk to your mom.
Oh my God, that's not okay.
Noah, I
Entitled.
don't understand what the disconnect here is.
You don't?
I don't know what it is that you were like expecting to feel. But this is it, okay? This?
See how she's moving closer? She's circling in. She's being entitled to his space, to who he is. So this is a physical embodiment of what she's doing to his life in the relationship, which is making him feel very uncomfortable. She is entitled to marriage now that they're in a relationship. What society has taught us about dating is we're never done, right? You meet somebody and they don't text back so soon. What's wrong? Why aren't they doing this? Now you guys are dating. And now it's about, wait, why hasn't he proposed to me? What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? This is an embodiment of that exactly right here.
What are you wearing? It's disgusting.
2 words, chinchilla.
Okay, this is a cry for help.
I don't know. I found it in the back of my dad's closet, so maybe. Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne. You can relax. It's fake.
She bites.
Rabbi.
So he's noticing and he's like, ooh, spicy. Who's this little rapscallion?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, can you hand me that corkscrew?
Sure. Here, let me open that for you.
Thank you.
Although, are you sure you should be drinking? Seem to be going through something.
Oh, no, I'm just in constant need of attention.
I respect that. I also like attention. I say I don't, but
I know that this is like so far like really charming dialogue, but if a guy said to a girl at a party, you seem to be going through something, that's a hard line to pull off without it coming off a little bit douchey. I know that in your head, oh, it works really well. That's just because in the context, everything is going smoothly. But if that was said in real life, no.
Doesn't it feel good to say it out loud?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I'm cute. I like when people notice.
There you go. You are cute, I noticed.
Thank you.
She expressed her attraction to him as as soon as she felt it. It's actually rule number 4 of detachment dating. Why is this so important? Because somebody that's needy doesn't express their attraction so openly, because expressing attraction is a vulnerable thing to do. It puts you up for rejection or judgment. It puts you up for that other person going, ooh. When you could do it confidently, it shows that you're detached and that you don't need that person to like you back, which is inherently an attractive thing. So she just did that, which creates a little bit of a spark. It shows that she's interested and detached, because again, when you show your attraction, when you feel it, and not as a way to get that person to like you, but just literally just because you're feeling it, that's where the tension between two people could really begin. Now, what I'm curious about is, so far this character seems like the nice guy. He doesn't seem like the bad boy. So I'm really interested to see how their dynamic plays out.
You know what else feels good? To say something embarrassing like the second that you meet someone.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, so what she's actually talking about is that vulnerability I was talking about earlier. Expressing your attraction is a vulnerability. Saying something embarrassing when you meet somebody is actually rule number 2 of detachment dating, which I talked about. Is it's always a friendship, because friends, best friends, they talk about stuff that's embarrassing about themselves all the time. When you're starting to date somebody, you like to hide that stuff because we want to be our best selves and put on our best show, which actually brings two people apart, because now what's going on is it's a competition again. When you get vulnerable, when you take off all of the layers and show who you really are, talk about your embarrassing moments throughout your life, that enables two people to connect on a deeper level.
I had this clear mole removed from my face that no one ever noticed right here. And now the scar is, I think, way more noticeable than the clear mole ever was. I feel like it's all anyone's.
Huge, because this is not like a superficial embarrassing thing. It's not like, oh, I pooped my pants in 4th grade or something like that. Like, this is something that somebody would probably be pretty embarrassed about, and they wouldn't want to mention to somebody that they're attracted to and interested in. So this also, what it does is it shoots yourself in the foot from ever being needy, because once you say something like that, you kind of go like, all right, well, I'm like, I said something pretty embarrassing that I think my brain would categorize as rejectionable, objectionable. So far, Kristen Bell's character is practicing detachment dating quite well. You see how confident she is and charismatic and just open and free with her personality from the get-go. That is huge. That is rule number 2. It's always a friendship. She is treating him just like a best friend. They're just interacting, having fun. They're not putting on any dating characters.
What's my embarrassing thing?
Yeah, your embarrassing thing.
Well, I used to be a sommelier. Yeah. I think.
If you pull this off,
I mean, come on. Not gonna lie, there's a little bit of cork in there.
I can handle it.
Okay. How's that?
It's good.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Joanne.
Joanne, that's an old-fashioned name. I like that. I'm Noah.
Noah.
Another thing that I don't think would go off very well if you just met somebody and you're flirting with them. I know it's not that bad. It's pretty innocuous to say that's an old-fashioned name. But if this happened in real life, that would feel a little bit insulting to the woman. I just have like a 6th sense for this shit. I have said every possible stupid thing in my life, and I've seen reactions. I know exactly what isn't good to say. You don't say, oh, an old-fashioned name. I like that, old-fashioned. But because the writers are not aware of that, and she seems to be okay with it, we're perceiving that as good flirting. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just telling you the real shit.
Oh, did you know there's a rabbi here?
No
Yeah.
Where?
I don't see him now, but he has a beard, and he was definitely judging me.
Sounds like a rabbi. I think she only invited me because I'm kind of going through a breakup thing, and I think she felt sorry for me.
Right now, she's just like, you're single, very good.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go snag a good seat.
Okay.
See you out there.
Kristen Bell's a great actor. She is great at feigning attraction as an actor. That prolonged eye contact, the kind of smirk, that is all what people do when they're showing attraction to somebody. She's excellent.
Sure will.
He's not really giving anything. He's being affable, he's being nice, he's being neutral. This show seems to be coming from the perspective of Kristen Bell, since she seems to be the protagonist here. He seems to be the pursued because he's not really showing how he's feeling. So we don't know how he feels right yet. Now that could change. It could be that type of thing where it goes from her perspective to his perspective. I'm interested in seeing.
Are you having fun?
I think I'm into divorced guy.
Of course you are. He's a horrible person.
What?
He's perfect for your podcast. Yeah, go for it.
Why? What's wrong with him?
He's a condescending asshole.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know why I invite him to these things. I think I feel bad for him. You know, I'm an empath. He's going through a divorce.
You're not an empath.
So maybe I was right. Maybe those little backhanded compliments that he was giving to her that I picked up on that she didn't seem to mind was the condescending thing. Not sure. I'm not sure if it's just the writing that's a little bit messy or if the writing is completely on.
Is she Jewish at all?
There's not a Jewish bone in her body. Unless you put one in her.
It's everywhere.
Oh, you're the asshole.
I've earned it.
And you're the rabbi?
I'm the rabbi.
So your dilemma is basically respecting someone's privacy.
So she is realizing that she likes a nice guy right now. Is that what's going on?
I have one of those.
Prolonged eye contact.
I think I'm gonna go. People always seem so clear on what they imagine God to be, and I don't know. None of it has ever felt right to me. You feel like someone whose parents are still married.
Do I?
Off the bat, this just doesn't seem like the right relationship. She seems like too much of a wild child. He seems like too much of a well-behaved, just kind of introverted, sweetie pie, who's a fucking rabbi. It just doesn't work, man. But I guess that's what the show's all about.
Oh, you scare me, Joanne. You do.
I do?
Yeah, you're terrifying. You're an unfiltered, complicated, vulnerable, beautiful woman.
I'm not vulnerable.
So right there is him expressing his attraction for her.
Walking into a party with a big ass fur coat because you're scared not to be seen as special or different. Sorry, babe. You vulnerable.
What the f? What the f? You some sort of mind reader?
Mm-hmm. And I read your mind at the dinner when you were looking at me. It was very inappropriate.
I'm sorry, like I've seen a lot of like tweets and threads about his character and how great and charming he is. He's just not pulling off these lines to me. Like the way these lines are supposed to be said should have just a little bit more gusto and personality to them. It just feels like he's reading them off just so boringly. And it's just not clicking for me. The lines and his acting.
Say something rabbinical.
There's a fiddler on the roof.
Don't be funny. That's not how.
Gonna kiss. No. That was great tension. They got closer, holding hands while talking. The same, that prolonged eye contact, and then she turned around. Because he wasn't going to do anything. I mean, he could have. She was waiting for that kiss. But he's a rabbi, so he's not gonna make the first move so soon. And also, it is pretty soon. But she would have loved it. And he would have loved it. But that's not what happened. And that's why this show is good. We build that tension in the first episode. We establish the characters. We establish the dynamic. We establish the problem between these two protagonists. I'm intrigued so far.
Get home safe.
Thank you.
So they don't even exchange contact information. Very interesting. I feel like that should have happened, but based on what's going on, Kristen Bell specifically said, I can't get into anything with you. And then she didn't change that, even right there. She could have said, all right, listen, let's see what we could do here. Like, let's at least exchange contact information and become friends. But they didn't do that. So that's really interesting. They're going to have to ask their mutual friend, or maybe they'll have some like random secondary meet cute where they like run into each other. gives him those wild child eyes. Now she's
What
thinking
about
of
Andrew Tate?
Oh, I would love to meet Andrew Tate.
What? Oh, sorry, I didn't know we started. Oh, okay.
Get your head in the game.
Sorry.
I use this for my commercial auditions, and this one you saw on my Raya profile. But see, I think I face-tuned it too much. Look at you, Pilates arms. I'm not messing with you at all. Huh. Where do you study at? What studio?
Where do you study at? What studio? The funny thing is that like really would work. Where do you study at, Pilates arms? Oh my lord, face-tuned my picture too much. Oh, that's good.
Shabbat shalom.
So is she gonna come in mid-sermon?
Scary thing happened to me a few years ago. I was out to dinner enjoying a steak, and I was enjoying it a little bit too much because I began to choke. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but I did survive.
What? She's Jewish now?
Rabbi, I'd like you to meet my daughter, Alyssa.
Hello.
She just graduated from hospitality school. And she's
Rita, you're suffocating him. Rabbi,
Hi.
you remember my niece Isabel from Rosh Hashanah services?
Of course, yes.
She just got over shingles.
No,
Okay, I can't
he
tell
likes
you
the
how much
shit
extra
stuff.
services.
1 second.
Rabbi?
Joanne?
who the hell is that?
The shiksa, baby! All right, listen, I hope this video does well because I'd love to react to episode 2. I don't think anybody wants this, but if you do want this, let me know in my Discord and I will be there for you. Click the link in the description, go to Video Ideas channel and suggest to me that you really want a second episode of Nobody Wants This. That's it, everybody. I had a lot of fun reacting to this. I hope you learned a lot. You can get my detachment dating course, learn all the 6 rules of detachment dating, and really understand what it means to be fully detached. So basically, you could be that Kristen Bell character. You could walk around with a big fake mink coat on and, you know, flirt with rabbis. Link in the description, QR code below. I love y'all. Have a good one.